Autoweb. Welcome to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, the #1 resource for automotive sales professionals, managers, and owners to learn how to make money, accumulate wealth, and to all out ball out in the auto industry. And now your hosts, Sean V. Bradley and L.A. Williams.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Autoweb.
So what's going on, everyone? This is L.A. Williams, the Blind Master, Vice President of Dealer Synergy. And man, we are really excited to present to you today prospecting secrets that only the pros know. So listen, there are some people in our industry who sell 40, 50, 60, 70, 150 cars a month. And one of the ways that they do it is through prospecting. Obviously, we all know that there's 8 ways to sell a car, but one of the lost arts, we call it the lost art of prospecting. And it is one way that it's really one of the ways that you can create business literally out of thin air, right? So it's not coming from the dealership. It's not because somebody else gave you a lead or anything like that. It is something that you literally get to create. And so one of the things about being in business for yourself is you have to be able to maintain your business. And sometimes you need to be able to create stuff directly from scratch. So today I got Mr. Sean V. Bradley, and he's going to talk about some of the secrets that he used. I don't care if it was back in the day when he was on the sales floor selling, 33 cars a month, or if it was he was running an internet department selling 110 cars a month, or as a president of a dealer synergy, doing what he does with over 3,500 rooftops. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you could do me a favor and put your hands together for the one and only Mr. Sean Bradley. Yes,
LA's crazy. There's like 4 of us on here. It's all good. I feel the love. All right, guys. So here's the reality. When I used to sell cars, I used to average 33 units a month. And that might sound like a lot until you look at some of these rock stars that are doing it now. Like he was mentioning, like Cody Carter, the numbers that these people are doing are insane. 154 cars in March in a pandemic. Chrissy Burton, 73 cars on the showroom floor, all special finance deals. Frank Crenity, 105 cars in a month at Piazza Honda. Ali Retta, also 150 plus cars at Les Stanfield. So there's people all over the country that are selling a lot of units. And as LA said, there's 8 ways to sell an automobile: walk-in, be-back, internet, phone, prior customers, service conversions, referrals, and a lost art of prospecting. Here's what I'm going to say to you, and this is very important. Most of, not all, but almost all of the high performers, they don't take ups. They live 100% in repeat business and referrals, okay, which is they're generating their own prospects and things like that. So for today, what I want to do is I want to just start. It'll take me 2 minutes, and then we'll get to the really good stuff. There's a difference. So the only person I could see is Hunter now. All right. So I don't know what happened to everybody else, but Hunter, I'm going to talk to you just for a second here.
I can't get my video to work.
It's all right. So Hunter, how long do you sell cars for?
I started back in December.
All right. So good enough. So you sold cars for a good 7 months now. What's the most cars you sold in a month?
My most was 9 so far.
Okay. So it's about 9 cars. All right. So I'm going to share this with you. One of the ways that you could increase your numbers like tremendously is not wait for the dealership to give you an up, a phone up, an internet up, a service up. It's you basically bringing your own. In the last 90 days, have you sold any cars yourself that had nothing to do with the dealership?
I brought some people in, like friends and family.
Have you sold them a car?
Yeah.
So you sold a couple. All right. So let's talk about those. Last month in June, what deals did you bring to the table that had nothing to do with the dealership?
Not too much. I mean, last month for us here at the dealership, it was kind of a rough month. But,
Stop. Respectfully, bro. Stop. That's my point. I don't care about the dealership. Do you understand? Like if it's you, if you're bringing to the table, what does the dealership's misery or dealership's lack of numbers have anything to do with you and your personal life and what you do?
Right. Not much.
And so I'm not trying to berate you, brother. I'm here to help, but I want you to think, because your words that you just said, we're recording this shit. I can rewind this and mix it like Jay-Z. You feel me? Like what you just said was that we had a bad month. Like there's a mouse in your pocket or some shit. Like, like whatever the dealership did is not tied to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing I want us to all understand here is if the dealership has a bad month, for most people like Hunter over here, he's going to have a bad month. Because if the dealership is not pumping out, like leads, phone ups, internet ups, sales ups, whatever, then he's at the mercy of that. Do you understand what I'm saying, brother? Like you're at the mercy of whatever the shit happens at the dealership. But if you are a prospecting beast, if you are hunting and gathering on your own, then it really doesn't matter what the dealership does. Like I wasn't lying when I just told you that. Let me just keep it real 100 with you. The top people in the country don't take walk-in ups. They don't take phone ups. They don't take internet ups. They don't work the damn service drive because they're so busy with their repeat business and whatever business they bring to the table. So I get it. Here's the first tip right here is that you should be eating everything you can off the land, meaning phone ups, internet ups, service ups, any ups you could gobble from the dealership until you could build your own book of business up, your clientele or your marketing strategy. You have no other choice. But while you're doing that, watch this question, Hunter. How much time, honestly, did you spend working on your own business last month? I'm not talking about working your CRM. I'm not talking about working phone ups, internet ups, walk-ins, service ups, prior customers, orphan owners. I'm talking about how much time did you try to set in your mind at your day, after hours, on the weekend, whatever, to go and start selling random people?
Right. And I can tell you, Sean, it wasn't as much as I spent here trying to. No.
I'm not going to let you off the hook that easy, brother.
No,
you're on my class.
Yeah, it honestly wasn't that much at all. I mean, I'd
post tell me, what does that mean?
Oh yeah.
Put an exact number on it, because I want you to speak into the universe. How much time a day, a week, or a month did you spend last month working on your business?
So, I mean, I self-promote roughly like last month. It was like 2 or 3 days a week. And then I went on vacation. And then after I came back, it kind of slowed down. It switched down to like 2 days a week then.
Okay. But here, how are you trying to self-promote? Because there's a difference of marketing versus, generating prospects. There's a complete difference. To me, just broadcasting and like you have a megaphone online is not prospecting. You know what I mean? Like the prospecting is you creating ups out of nowhere. For example, last month, how many restaurants did you go to? How many times did you eat out last month?
Probably, I mean, a good 11 or 12. Okay,
say. Good. So 11 or 12 times. And how many of those times did you up your waitress or waiter?
A lot of every single time.
Okay. Tell me, how do you do that? Walk me through, like if I'm your waiter, like, what do you say to me?
Oh, well, I mean, you gotta start a conversation with them, gotta get them to like you. You like them.
Role play, Hunter, role play. You're Hunter. Look, hunting, gathering. This is one of your specialty, my man. So Sean's bringing you he hands you the menu. You guys are sitting there. You start conversation. Go.
Right. And yeah. From right there, I mean, and then it depends on how good they treat me. And if they treat me well,
he's treating you great. Go talk to them.
Yeah, if they treat me great, then I'm gonna give them that tip. I'm going to give them that good tip.
How is that getting them to buy a car from you? I'm confused.
Oh, well, that I do talk to them about, they ask me usually what I do. I tell them I sell cars. I hand them a business card, and it usually makes it no further than there.
That's what I was getting at. So you're not up in the waiter. You're not up in the waitress. You're
not
okay, doing
yeah,
it.
Right.
See what I'm saying? All right. So I'm going to show you this right here. Okay, I'm going to go to YouTube really quick. I'm going to show you a couple quick videos. Okay, I use these all the time because they're freaking perfect. You go to YouTube, type in Sean V. Bradley ups waiter. Watch this.
And you are Jeff, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Jeff, I asked you a question. I said, do you know anybody in the market for a vehicle? Because if you do, we'd be able to pay X amount of dollars for that referral.
Oh, yes.
How many people do you know right now that are in the market for a vehicle?
Probably 2 or 3.
About 2 or 3,
Yes.
right? Now, I got to ask you an honest question, right? You work hard here as a server, correct?
Well, not really that hard, but yes, sort of, yeah.
Okay, if I could turn around and show you a way, like legitimately legal, with virtually no effort to yourself, that you can make another $8,000 to $10,000 extra a year, would you be interested?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here's what it is that I represent car dealerships in the area, and what we do is every time you refer somebody to me,
Done. You know how many times I've done that? See, so this is the pro tip right here, guys, is that you guys sell cars. You got to remember, and this is some old school shit I'm going to tell you. I've been doing this for 23 years. And one of the most old school things is the most gangster shit ever. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if you just remember 3 simple questions, you're going to sell more cars this month. I promise you. Okay. The 3 questions are very simple. They're not rock star-ish. They're basic, but they work. First question is, watch this. Hunter, are you in the market for a vehicle? Now, follow the psychology. If Hunter
put that
is
in
my
the chat
waiter,
real quick, y'all. Put that in the chat real quick. Are you in the market for
in the market
Put
for
that
a
in the chat.
vehicle.
Type that
So
in the
now,
chat, please.
So follow me. If Hunter is my waiter, Hunter's trying to get a tip. You see what I'm saying? So whether Hunter gives a shit about what I'm saying or not doesn't matter. Hunter, if he's not stupid, as he's the waiter, he's going to turn around and be like, and listen to whatever I say. Hunter, right or wrong?
You're absolutely correct.
So think about that. You have a captive audience. So I thought this is where you were going with before, but you were completely different direction. Yeah.
My bad.
So follow me on this. So if Hunter comes out, I'm not going to just vomit as soon as he comes to the table. Do you want to buy a car? No, I'm like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to probably let him drop the drinks off. And then probably I'm going to pace him. I'm going to have a nice conversation. So, I'm going to remember his name and repeat his name back, stuff like that. And so as Hunter's coming back with my food, like after he dropped up my food, I'm going to say, hey, Hunter, quick question for you. Just out of curiosity, are you in the market for a vehicle? That should stun them right there. They should not be expecting that. It's a random question. And he might look at you and either he'll say yes, no, or why. It's very few times they laugh and walk away. Like they'll usually say, actually, I am, or no, I'm not, or what? I'm confused. So if they say no, I'll tell you how to do that in a second. If they say yes, boom. Well, great. Actually, Hunter, I sell cars, just so I know what kind of car you're looking for. And then boom, you go into qualifying the prospect right there. If you don't ask, you don't get. If he turns around and says, why are you asking, or what do you mean? Because that does happen. They're a little confused. It came out of nowhere. Say, oh yeah, Hunter, I actually sell cars. Again, and I was just curious if you were in the market for a vehicle. Don't worry, Hunter. I pay good on tips. So now I got his attention. So now he's going to pay attention. And then he'll either say yes or no. If he says no, watch the second question. Say no, Hunter.
Wait, Sean, because they are not paying attention here. I asked you to put it in the chat. The reason why I'm saying that is because you remember 33% of what you hear, 66% of what you hear and write, 99% of what you hear, write, and say. Please put it in the chat so you don't forget it. And so when you get this recording, you will have it. Are you in the market for a vehicle? Type that in the chat right now. The goal is maximum retention here. So type that in the chat. Thank you very much.
Okay, perfect. So again, if I say, are you in the market for a vehicle? Hunter, say no.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so Hunter, not a problem. Who do you know that's in the market for a vehicle? Now, listen to that. Who do you know that is in the market for a vehicle? Hunter has another couple of choices to say. I know nobody, or I know a couple people, or why are you asking? So again, let's play this out. If he says no, well, I'll handle it there. But if he says yes, I know a couple people. Oh, perfect. And then you go start to qualify. If he says, well, why are you asking? Oh, because I sell cars and I pay cash money. So if you refer somebody to me and I actually sell them a car, I will pay you up to X amount of dollars. Now, my personal recommendation, Hunter, is that whatever the dealership offers, if like most states, I think 46 states allow bird dogs and referrals. A couple of them don't. So if you're unfortunate to be in a state that doesn't allow it, this is not applicable to you, this part. But for all the rest of us, I would recommend whatever the dealership is giving, whether it's $50, $100, $200. I've got dealers that give a lot more than that. I have dealerships that give $50. So it's there. No matter what it is, my personal recommendation is for you to dig into your own pocket at least $20 to $50 of your own money on top of whatever the dealership does. So if the dealership gives 50, then give 75. If the dealership gives 75, give 100. If the dealership gives 100, give 125. Who gives a shit? What you want to do is you want to incentivize somebody as much as humanly possible. And if this is a legitimate referral that you would have never got before, oh my God, who gives a shit? Because you can't lose something you never had. Don't worry. And first of all, the grosses are so good because of the inventory crisis right now. It's almost very rare that you're going to have a flat or mini deal. So if these are deals that have any gross in them, who gives a shit if you're coming up with 25 or $50 out of your $400 or $500 or $600 commission? I mean, again, for a referral that you would have never, ever had if it wasn't for that person. Guys, I want you to think of this. What you want to do is either sell somebody, a prospect. You want to sell your own person a car. If you can't, if you identify that person as a non-viable prospect, meaning they're not ready to buy a car today, then what you want to do is your mind needs to switch them into a referral agent. Let's talk about this for a couple seconds. I just see Wyatt. Wyatt. You ever watch any of the TV shows about the FBI or the Secret Service or the CIA? You ever watch any of these movies or Netflix shows and shit? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. He's got to do hands there. So no mic. So you could just shake your head or thumbs up, whatever you want. Then you know that how all of these law enforcement and military agencies, how they succeed is by informants. You know what I'm saying? Whether you call them snitches, you call them undercover agents, whatever they are. Huh? Yeah, but listen, you guys can go get as many rats as you want. That's going to give you some cheese. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that you want to create a network of informants. You know what I mean? That's honestly what you want to do. Because if you don't, selling cars by yourself is freaking hard, man. Why do you want to turn around and swim upstream? It makes no sense. I don't know why salespeople want to overcomplicate shit. Why do you want to make it like it's 1947 in the fucking heat and like it is now in July and you're out working, in the yard? It's crazy, man. You don't want to do that. What you want to be able to do is have air conditioning. You want to have automatic robots and you want to make it as easy as possible for you. Don't work just hard, work hard and work smartly. So what I'm saying by that is create a network of informants. What does that mean? So I would look for people, and here's the skill. I would look for people that have access to a lot of people. So here's what you do. Step one is this. Take out a piece of paper, and right now, as I'm talking, listen to what I'm saying, is you think to yourself, who do I know? Don't start talking about random people first. Who do I know that has access to a lot of people? See, when people try to generate referrals, they do it the old school lazy way. You know what a referral to most salespeople are? Is, hey, LA, I just sold you this car. If you know anybody that's in the market for a vehicle, let me know and I'll hook you up. That's what most referral generations are. And that's like what I called LA today, circus lemonade. You know why? Because that's weak. Okay, that's real weak. That's basic stuff right there.
He's saying that because I only made like $41,000 on a deal I should have made $50,000 on, but it's all good.
Inside joke. So what you want to be able to do is you want to make sure that you're not just doing the lazy tiger, like as you sell somebody a car, asking them, hey, recommend me. What you want to do is think macro. Who do I know that could pump me with referrals on a daily or weekly basis? And most people don't think like this, but let's play this out. So I would say to myself, okay, who do I know? Maybe a waiter, a waitress, a tattoo artist, a bartender, somebody that works at a gym, somebody that works at a hotel, like in the counter, a bank teller. Think about it. There's certain careers that they're just involved with people all day long. There's people. And just like you, like if you sell cars, Hunter, you've sold cars for more than 7 months now. You, right or wrong, like people talk to you about all sorts of random shit about their lives, what they're going through, their life situation, right or wrong.
Sir, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and you know what's crazy? If you think about it, you don't know these people for the most part. They like You're not their priest. You're not their bartender. You're not their waiter. And what I mean by that is priests, bartenders, and waiters see the same people over and over and over and over and over and over again. You might see somebody every 3 to 5 years, and here they are telling you everything about their lives. So try to imagine if you have a good waiter with a good personality, or a bartender with a personality, or a good looking, whatever type person, what's going to happen is this: they're going to have access to a lot of people, and people are going to vomit information, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my car's broken down, or, oh shit, I'm looking for a car, or whatever. That's what you want to activate. You want to activate somebody that has access to a lot of people. Here's the problem, though. If you guys are working your whole entire freaking day trying to sell a damn car, to a fresh up and internet up, when do you have time to start to think about all these people that you might or might not know? And at the end of the day, you're either pregnant or not pregnant. I'm going there. Follow me on this. You either know people like this or you don't. There's no half knowing. So if you know waiters, waitresses, or other people like that, make a list and then start reaching out to them and start putting deals together. So watch, if LA was a bartender, I'm like, yo, my man, I have an idea. If I know LA as a friend, remember, I'm not just picking them up at the bar or what have you. Like, this is one of my friends or my contacts, whatever. I'm like, LA, listen, I don't know if you know, but I sell cars. And I'm telling you right now, my man, shit is good right now. I mean, like there's money to be made in the car industry. As a matter of fact, if you know anybody that wants to sell their car or buy a car or need financing, or hell, even if they're in the process, but they just want to make sure they're not getting their face ripped off from a car dealer, let me know. And if I wind up speaking to these people, and if I sell them a car or I buy their car from them, I'm a piece you win for at least this much money. And yo, my man, the more people you send me, the more money I'm going to give you. Now, if you think of that, so what I would do is I would carve out a piece of my day, whether that's 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes a day. That has to do with project management and time management with all the other shit you got going on. Now you have X amount of time a day that you're just trying to work on building your informant business. And again, the more time you put into it, the more results you're going to get. If you only turn around and spend 30 minutes a month trying to get people to refer people to you, then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get whatever that yields. But if you start chipping away at that on a daily basis, and everywhere you go, you try to start activating informants or agents to generate referrals for you, how long do you think it's going to be before you start getting people that's going to be referring you? Does that make sense? What questions do you guys have about that? Type them into the chat or go from there.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I want you guys to make sure you put, if no, who do you know that is in the market for a vehicle, so that you have it in writing. Outside of your questions, make sure you put in the chat, if no, who do you know that is in the market for a vehicle? Type that in the chat. If you don't have any questions, I need to have that in the chat at least once. If no, who do you know? Who do you know? Not do you know anyone? That's not a yes or no question. Exactly. Who do you know that is in the market for a vehicle? That's question number 2. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'll let Sean continue on to question number 3. It's going to blow your mind.
Now, before we get there, I want you to know something. Everybody, listen to me carefully. Everybody needs to buy a car today, or will need to buy a car in the future, or they know somebody that needs to buy a car today, or they know somebody that will need to buy a car in the future. Let me repeat that. That's a freaking powerful statement. Everybody needs to buy a car today or will need to buy a car in the future. Or they know somebody that needs to buy a car today, or they know somebody that will need to buy a car in the future. Once you believe that shit, because it's real as I am in LA is, that's a real statement, then that makes your life and your mission way different. Because every day, everybody you speak to is an unsold prospect. Everybody either needs to buy a car today or will need a car, or they know somebody needs to buy a car today or know somebody that will need to buy a car in the near future. And once you believe that, and once you realize that, it's all just about qualifying people and identifying, who these people are. So again, if I go to LA and I say, LA, are you in the market for a vehicle?
Nope.
You don't? Okay, you're not. No problem. LA, who do you know that is in the market for a vehicle?
I don't know. I can't think of nobody right now.
Okay, fair enough. Well, LA, what kind of car are you driving?
We drive a 2016 Mazda CX-5.
That's easy. So wait a minute. Go back and say, why do you want to know that? What's going on?
Yeah, why, what you asking me that for?
LA, because we are in a massive inventory crisis. I sell cars, but I also buy cars. We have an inventory shortage, and we are looking for quality pre-owned inventory. And I'm telling you right now, vehicles are worth more than they've ever been worth before. Depending on the condition of your vehicle, I might be able to get you actually more for your vehicle than it's worth. So I'm going to repeat that word track. So LA, we are in an inventory crisis right now. Depending on the condition of your vehicle, I might be able to get you more for your vehicle than it's worth. Stop narrative. Folks, that's absolutely an accurate statement. Vehicles are worth more than they've ever been worth before, and you might be able to get them more for that vehicle than it's actually worth. Does this make sense? Any questions with that? Hunter? Okay. I know there's other people here, but I can't see anybody else. So I can only see Wyatt and Hunter. So I'm talking to all of you, but it's easier to talk to people I can look at. So again, as you're hearing this, this is basic shit, but it's so good. You know what I mean? So I see Nick. You can't get yours to work either. It's no problem, brother. So again, as you guys are hearing me, it's those 3 questions. Are you in the market for a vehicle? Yes or no? If no, who do you know that is in the market for a vehicle? Nobody? Okay, what kind of car are you driving? Why do you want to know? Because I buy used cars and I can potentially get you more for your vehicle than it's worth. I'm not interested. So the chances are this: somebody is going to be one of those 3 questions. Like if you talk to 100 people, it's not like only 10 people are going to respond positively. Like you have a higher probability because there's 3 separate questions. That person you're speaking to, if they personally need a vehicle, if not, who do they know in the world that might be interested in a vehicle? Nobody? Well, what kind of car you drive? So you got 3 different ways that you could go to be able to engage business. Now think about that. Everywhere that you're at, Hunter, let's go to you just because you have a mic. And then I'll ask Joshua this. Hunter, like, what do you do in your personal life? You look young, dude. So it's just cool. You know what I mean? So like, you can't just be like working at the dealership 90 hours a week, you know, and you got like 12 kids and shit like that. So what do you do besides sell cars?
So Sean, I'm 19. Outside of here, I go home. I get my exercise in for the day. Really, exercise is like top priority for me. As soon as I got.
Where do you go?
Oh, I go to a local fitness.
Okay. Do you know the people that work there?
What was that?
You know the people that work there?
I don't know them. No.
Well, guess what? Wake up. Wake up. What are you doing? You just said, and here's the thing. Let me just teach you something. This is the ninja shit that I do is I'm a dad. I got 4 kids, my dude. I got 4 kids. I got kids older than you. I got a 23-year-old and a 21-year-old and then a 14-year-old that thinks he's 18 years old, right? I got an 8 years old as well. And then I have 2 pugs, and I got a diva-ass wife. You know, no offense, wife. You know what I mean? Like she's high maintenance, but she's worth it. You know what I mean? So I'm just teasing. And so I got a lot of shit going on. So it's hard to juggle all my roles. So what I try to do is I try to mix them. And if I'm passionate, like don't laugh at me, but I want to just show something to you guys. Okay. I train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know what I mean? So I literally, before this class, I was in Philadelphia training with Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I got my rash guard on here and I'm mixing shit. And then I rushed here. That's why LA did the first 3 minutes, keeping it real. And so my point is I get it. Like that's my passion is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been training for over 16 years. And I train with like world champion athletes, like no exaggeration. And so for me, if that's my passion, then damn it, I'm going to talk to the people that are there about cars. You know what I'm saying? Like as I'm rolling with them, you know what I mean? Like I might I'm dead ass serious. I might turn around and be like, yeah, just out of curiosity, the market for a vehicle, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm dead serious because if you can't mix making money and selling cars, because you guys selling cars, it's not a 9 to 5. It's a performance-based thing. The more that you put into it, the more you get out of it. And if I got to segregate, this is my workout time, this is my daddy time, this is my husband time, I got to have no time to sell fucking cars. I'm not. So what I try to do is I try to cross over and I try to maximize my time. So my thing would be this, is if you love going to the gym, then guess what? You need to be the fucking ambassador of the gym, dude. You need to be the ambassador of the gym. Start to talk to the person at the front desk. You know, whether you have any interest in personal trainers or not, get a damn personal trainer. Who cares? Usually every gym gives you a free 1 day. If I were you, it might be the greatest investment for you to turn around and what would a private lesson cost once a week, $50 or whatever. Now you've got access to one of the personal trainers in the gym. Activate that motherfucker. Straight up, activate the personal trainer and have him start hunting and gathering for you and hit him off, right or wrong. Right. Do you see how my mind works?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Attention auto dealers. You need an opportunity to do business. AutoWeb is one of the largest suppliers of high quality leads. I mean, high quality buyers. At a 10% closing ratio, you will be at less than $190 per car sold. Don't just settle for what you get. AutoWeb can fully customize your results through targeted markets and or zip codes. And as a partner, you will get premium placement within search results. Who better to do that than literally the people that invented automotive internet sales? If you want to sell more cars more often and more profitably, then you need AutoWeb.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? This is the Blind Master L.A. Williams, and I know sometimes y'all want to be connected to me in other ways outside of this podcast, and I'm not sure how many people know that I'm a part of a brotherhood called the Purpose Infused Brotherhood. Man, I'm telling you, if you want to be connected to a bunch of brothers that are just straight loyal, we'll help you in ways that you just didn't even know you needed or wanted. I'm telling you, you want to be a part of this thing. So I'm not inviting everybody, but I will say, if you want more information, just go ahead and text me the word purpose. Y'all know my number, 267-551-6279. Text me the word purpose and I'll send you a link and, get you some more information. All right, back to the podcast.
You should be highly pissed, Hunter, if someone else from that gym buys a car from somebody else.
Word.
Like,
I mean, that's your house.
Gym.
That's your house. You gotta be like, that's my house. That's my house. You know what I mean? Like, and how would you feel? I mean, like, come on, man. Gyms are great. They usually have the bulletin board right in the back. You also have, you put your business cards up there. You might be able. Exactly. Somebody said you can't have too many agents. That's exactly it. You might even be able to talk to the manager and say this and say like, yo, my man, check this out. Like anybody that I sell a car to, I'll hit you off for like $50, whatever it's got to be. I mean, you just got to think outside the box. You're so young, guys. Think about Uber. Think about Airbnb. Think about Netflix. These companies are what's called innovators. I'm like, you're selling cars like they've been selling cars 100 years ago, like for real. Like, think about this. Like, you were selling cars the same freaking way that people were like 100 years ago. You just wait for people to come in or call on the phone. And they had a phone 100 years ago. It was a little look different, but it still picked it up and had a wire on it and all that shit. Right? Yeah. So you need to make sure, and I'm teasing, what you need to do is make sure that you're not doing the same thing everybody else is doing. One of my favorite quotes is this: if you want the things that the average person doesn't have, you've got to be willing to do the things the average person isn't willing to do, legally, ethically, morally speaking. So again, let's go to there. Joshua, what about you? What type of activities do you like to do? Whether it's church, golfing, fishing, parenting, what type of stuff do you do?
So I'm kind of like you. I got many hats. I only have 2 kids, 10 and 5. So we stay really busy, camping, basketball, riding 4-wheelers, dirt bikes. We shoot pool. I mean, I'm all over the place, really.
Then perfect. I'm going to use an example with my kid. One of my kids does wrestling, the 14-year-old, but my 8-year-old is a nut. He's a football guy. Like, I don't have the heart to tell him that he's not going to make the NFL. Like, I'm like 5'5", but he thinks he's going to the Eagles. I'm just letting him know right now that, okay, I'm cheering him on. My point is that he does tackle football and they take that shit seriously at like 7, 8 years old. Like they're crazy psychotic with it. So like, here's what's happening. So guys, my daughter sells cars. She's 21 years old. She averages like 18, 20 cars at RK Subaru in Vineland, New Jersey. And what we're doing is for $400, she's getting a banner that's going to be at the 105-pound team. So the 9-year-old team, which is 4th graders. So for the entire season, which starts, I think, August 8th until November. So from August into November, like my daughter's going to have a sign right at the home field. Okay. So for $400, it's worth it. Plus, she's going to do some of the games, but I'm going to be at almost every one of the games. It's my son. Yeah. And while I'm there, like the parents, and I'm going to tell you right now, like they're brutal with tackle football. Like sometimes my kid doesn't play, like all the time. Like he might be on the bench for like X amount of time and they call him in. So what do you I'm there, but I'm not really that excited about like a bunch of 8-year-olds playing tackle football. I'm there for my son to watch my son play. So what am I going to do? What are the other parents going to do? They're going to talk to each other and we have conversations. I promise you, Karen, last year, was it 2 or 3 cars that we wound up selling just by being there? I think it was like probably it's at least 2 or 3 cars, that we sold. And I don't even sell cars. I'm a trainer. But because I'm there and people parents like, they're, how adults are like, what are you doing here? What do you do? Because we're all watching our damn kids in the fucking blistering heat. Right. And so again, you have the opportunity just to start conversations. Does this guys make sense to everybody?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And if you really want to take it to the next level, what folks are doing that's outside of being at the game and all this is they'll be at the concession stand, right? If there's games, you're at the concession stand, you were in there, you're offering the fries. And so people are going to see you. And that's part of the game, man. It's a relationship business. You got to be able to do all of that.
Guys, that's the whole thing is this, okay? Can you guys see that book behind you? You see that? Like behind me, that cover, right? So I'm an international best-selling author. Like I wrote a big book that went all over the world, okay? And I'm signed to a publishing house. My wife was a pretty big recording artist, and she has this whole music industry. I'm going to tell you 2 things right here that's very relevant. If you're an author, they don't care how good you write. Did you hear what I just said? They don't care. I'm not Shakespeare. It's not the New York Times best written author. It's the New York Times best-selling author, which means the reason why they gave me a book deal is not because of my literary skills. It's because I have a big platform, and they believe that my audience will buy my books. Same thing with recording artists. When people get record deals, yes, some of it has to do with the talent. They could sing, they could dance, whatever it is. But it's mostly, do they have an audience? Will people buy their music? Will they stream their music? Will they go to their concerts? Will they buy their merchandise? And if the answer is no, then you're probably not getting a record deal. Same thing with you. If you want to sell cars, you need to build an audience. You can't just do like you were saying, Hunter, you can't just broadcast on social media. Some of it's like the lottery. You got to be in it to win it. You've got to go to places where people are at and start conversations with people. So what I like to say is start doing stuff like that you normally do. Because I could tell you a bunch of things that you could do that you're not comfortable yet with doing, you've never done before. Well, yeah, that's the next class. The next webinar, I'll focus on other shit. For you guys, because I'm looking at you guys and you're newer, you just started selling cars or you're younger, etc. I'm going to tell you that the probability of you doing this idea, that idea that I could theoretically give you is much lower than this. If we start with, hey, what do you like to do? If you like going to church, I could show you ways to engage your church. If you've got kids and you do activities, then you do this. If you like going to the gym or you like training in this, then let's go that way. Once you start focusing on things that you normally do throughout your life, your week or your month, and if you could start generating referrals that way, without it overcomplicating your life, without it being awkward, without it being something different that you've never done before. Like, how often do you go to the gym, Hunter?
I go roughly 4 to 5 times a week.
Bro, that's almost as much time as you go to work, right? You go to work 5 days a week and you go so think about it, man. And I'm sorry to harp just on you, but again, this is just perfect example. So think about this as a trainer. Why the hell am I going to tell a young professional, right? And this guy, he goes to work full time and pretty much he goes to the gym 4 or 5 days a week. Let me give him a brand new virgin idea that he's never done before and go start that. I look like that. It doesn't make any sense. Let's figure out what you normally do and how to pimp that. How could you turn around and take your passion and your commitment? Because something's clicked in your head. Click, click, click. where you're like, cause that's not normal, my dude. You know what I mean? Like maybe for a 19-year-old kid, you know, that's to go 5 days a week, but like my old ass is not at the gym 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And so again, that must mean that you love this shit, or you like it at least a lot, or you feel you need it. So that's already in there. So if that's in there, I'm halfway there from teaching you how to prospect now, because you're already doing something that you're committing yourself to. So now the question is, how can we take something you're already committed to, something you like doing, and now generate referrals from it or clients from it? Does that make sense, everybody?
Listen, and the crazy thing is Sean is just scratching the scratch. Sean, he'll probably say this for the next webinar, where how you can kind of basically turn that relationship with that personal trainer into a personal value package for you that only your prospects will have. Only the people who you sell cars to will have. You know, he'll talk to you about that at maybe this time, maybe another time.
Yeah, I want to flow on this. So again, if I'm going to be going to the gym, right? Like here's the thing is, I'm not trying to get you guys to be a weirdo and like Tourette syndrome. Hey, you're looking for a car? You know what I mean? Like, that's not how this is. Like, I'm not that weird, you know, but the mission is in there. It's in your head. It's like, you're like, who can I get to? Who can I get to that might be in the market for a vehicle? And so remember, you have all these people at the gym, whether it's the front desk person, or the person that checks you in, or whatever it is, or it's, you know, a personal trainer, or it's a manager, or it's one of the equipment people. There's multiple people there. So just going through this, who do you know at your gym, Hunter?
I don't know anyone else there.
All right.
I say hi to a few people, Sean, but no, I don't know anyone personally.
Okay, so then that's what your mission should be. Your mission should be is to try to go meet people that's there. And I know that you went there specifically for working out, and I'm not trying to say that, but you can have your cake and eat it too. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So Josh, are you there? Because I can't hear.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so let's go through this. So pick one, because you picked a lot of things. Based on what I'm saying, I want to hear from you. Which, like, one of your family activities, your activities that you do, is more realistic that you might be able to start generating prospects from?
But honestly, I mean, right now with the kids would probably be the football. You know, they both play tackle football themselves. They actually started today. So
yeah, listen. So perfect. Exactly. How old are they?
5 and 10.
Listen, I just went through it. My son, just at 6 years old, started doing flag football. At 7 years old, 7 years old, he was doing flag football. 8 years old, he did tackle. And then at 9 years old, he's doing tackle again. And I don't know how it is for you for tackle, but like these kids during the summer, they're working 4 days a week at like 4-hour days. Then when school starts, it's 3 days a week at 3 hours a day, which is insane. Is it like that for you too?
Yeah, almost. So right now they actually got them going 5 days a week, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah. And so like, that's a lot of time. And are you there the whole time usually, or like for the day that you're going?
Well, when I'm there the whole time. Yeah. But dealership hours are kind of crazy.
Yeah. I understand. But so think about this question for you. Like, do they sell sponsorship banners there? I've actually already kind of looked into that. So I'm getting info on that. They don't know if they're going to do banners or like patron ads, but yeah, I'm looking into sponsorship. I would absolutely do it. And is the dealership going to co-opt that for you?
So I actually have. I'm sure they wouldn't be against it. I haven't really brought it up to my management yet. It was kind of just something I was doing on my own.
Why? Listen, you're all my clients, so I'm not trying to be silly against my clients.
I don't know. Just something I haven't talked to them about yet, really.
Yo, bro, listen to me. Like, if you can, take the shot. Take the shot.
Oh, I will.
Take the shot. I would step to my manager and say, but here's the reason why. And this is the way my mind thinks. Let's just say this thing's going to cost you a couple $100. Not that you can't swing it, but if you're able to get the dealership to pay for it, then you could use that budget that you already allocated to buy more sponsorship or buy a different sponsorship. You see what I'm saying? So get more. And so I'm going to tell you right now, do you know how many managers would fucking kill to get their salespeople to proactively do shit, to get them to use their own money? And I'm not saying that every manager would be all excited, but I'm a manager. I'm a real manager. I've been doing this a long time. If a salesperson came to me and said, hey, boss, look, I'm thinking about, like sponsoring this thing. And I was hoping that you would be able to help me out with this. Is that possible? A manager might say, yeah, how much is it? 200, I'll take care of the whole thing. Or they might say, let's split it. And if they say, nah, that's not something I'm interested in doing, then I would definitely have no problem doing it, but take the shot because it's going to benefit the dealership as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong with asking. Don't expect that they're going to say yes to everything or to anything, but there's no harm in asking. And again, it's not like you're asking for home repair money or for new sneakers. You're asking for marketing to drive traffic to the dealership. You know what I mean? As well. So that's why I'm saying it might be a benefit, but here's my thing though. If you can do this, there's a difference of sponsorship versus working the event. I would say both. Okay. Here's my thing but don't just I'm just going to get a banner and just not show up. Part of it is being there. You know what I mean? And so again, I would do both. I'd have the banner or whatever type of ads that are there, but then I would just kind of just have conversations. And if I'm there, I would have a mental quota. If I'm there for 2 hours or even an hour and a half, I'm going to look, my goal is this, to at least get to know one of these freaking parents or get to know 2 different parents. That way, when I'm there, I could gauge the amount of time I spend with somebody before I strategically look up or make I have a phone call and get the fuck out of Dodge and go to another parent. You see what I'm saying? So you want to turn this into something that's strategic. And then at the end of the day, if all you're doing is just having conversations with people, finding out about them, at the end of the day, that's what sales is. It's just give and take. If all you're doing is want to buy from me, want to buy from me, want to buy from me, want to refer to me, refer me, and that's all it is, that's going to be a crappy relationship. But if you get to find out about people's kids, their spouses, their shit like that, people get to know you. They get to build a little common ground. And then if they find out, oh, you're in the car business, and then the conversations start, that's how you do this. It's just developing your own personal network. And what I would do is this: if I meet somebody that's there, so I'm talking to Joshua. So Josh, if I'm literally, if I'm at the tackle football, I might have my phone with me and I might turn around and put my notes on there. Or if I don't want to, I might turn around and just press my record button, guys. Like my voice memo, I press record and have it in my hand or in my pocket, and I have a conversation. And later on, I could go back to and get the notes off of it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go now find these people on social media. I might turn around and find them on Facebook or Instagram, and now they're in my social media propaganda. So when I post all sorts of shit, that's there, they're going to see that in their feed. Do you see how this is compounds?
Yeah. I think I got to get a little bit better with my social media, though, too, for sure.
You have to, because you know what your social media is? Social media is not just social, it's PR. It's public relations. Come on, man. Do you think people are posting the real shit, like how hard it is about life, or when they have like weird things, like fucked up things that happen? No, it's a filter. I don't mean just a physical filter. It is a filter of reality. It is the version of reality they want to show to the public. True or false?
Very true.
It is absolutely true. So then now take that concept and let's run with it. And so your social media should be positive propaganda. So it should be like who you are. Like if you're a parent, like if you look at my social media, like I got a ton of people that follow me and stuff like that. My personal page is maxed out at 5,000. I think I have 1,000 followers on my personal page. Plus I have, 23,000 people in the Millionaire Car Salesman group, and that shit's growing. It's a lot for automotive.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm very transparent. You know what I post about on my Facebook? Being a dad, being a business owner, being a car guy. That's it. Because that's all my whole life is. It's real. You know what I mean? You'll see stuff and martial arts for jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. Yeah. But people go to my social media. They could know exactly my mission, my vision, my values, all that I do. And think about this. Somebody might not buy from you that day, but if they're following you on social media, they see all of your positive posts, whether they're professional posts, they're motivational posts, or they're all your clients that you're selling cars to. Happy customer, happy customer, happy customer, review, paid referral, paid referral, paid referral, paid referral, paid referral. So what happens is you guys are, follow the logic, When people see that, they're seeing that day after day, week after week, month after month. And then when somebody is closer into the market for buying, think about it. Now, when they're having conversations with you, like at football, Josh, you know what I mean? Like they're going to remember, oh shit, for the last week, all the stuff that they saw on their timeline from you. So now, do you see what I'm saying? How it really is relevant and it's kind of synergistic together?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah, my brother, 100% is if you think about it, if I can't spot you a car, if you're not in the market to buy a car today, and you're not in the market to like refer me somebody today, and you're not looking to sell a car and you don't know anybody that's looking to sell a car, then I don't just throw you away. I keep you in my positive propaganda mechanism, which is my social media. And what I'm looking to do is I don't know if you've ever heard it explained this way, but we call it the emotional bank account. Okay, this is real, like a physical bank account. Josh, I'm not looking for your routing number. I'm just looking for the name. What's the name of your bank?
PNC.
Okay, perfect. So follow me. If you go to PNC Bank right now and you go to withdraw money, and you just hand them a withdrawal slip, chances are that you'll be able to get some cash out, right? I hope so.
Yeah.
You know why, right?
Because
you put that shit in there. It's not a magic machine, is it? An ATM is not a magic machine. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to have deposited money in the bank for you to be able to withdraw. True or false?
True.
Okay, if you start thinking of people, relationships as the emotional bank account, if all you're doing is just asking people to buy from you or refer to you, like refer me somebody or buy for me, that's all you do every day, then you're the annoying freaking relative. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, shit, there goes Josh again. You know what I mean? So what you've got to do in between always asking for the sale and for the referral, you got to start depositing into people's emotional bank accounts. Happy birthday, happy anniversary. Oh, your kids look cute. Oh my God, your cat is freaking adorable. Whatever is important to them, not because it's fake or it's facetious, because you got to care. And it's got to be genuine. You have to give a fuck. You cannot be in sales and really not care about people, right or wrong.
Right.
So how are you going to care about somebody and really care about them if you don't know shit about them? If you never bothered to ask them anything other than selling questions, if you never asked them about their family, about their friends, about their hobbies, about their interests, if you don't ever follow them and see what they post and see what they give a shit about and like them and cheer them on along the way, why should they buy from you? Why should they refer from you? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Hunter, what about you? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does, Sean.
So here's what I want to do, just because there's younger, newer people that are on here. Let's go through Wyatt now that he's off the phone. Wyatt, how long have you been selling cars for?
I've been selling for just a little over a year now, a year and a couple months.
So Wyatt, what I'm going to say is this. To me, one of the most basic things that we all forget to do is work our own. So how do you work your own family and friends and like people you've known your whole life? How do you do that?
So biggest thing is just kind of keeping them, for me, I just kind of keep them informed. I mean, I recently moved, so I actually have a small sect of family close by. Most of them are not close by. They're in different states. So the ones that are here, I just keep them informed. My mother, for instance, she's not in a position right now to where she really wants to get rid of her car. She's not super pleased with it. But I tell her if I see a deal that's kind of within something she might be able to afford, I'll just let her know and say, hey, we just got this thing, because I know what she likes. Other than that, I definitely try and stay like in her gatherings. So for instance, 4th of July, she had a family that just started at her church over. I went and introduced myself, talked to them, found, and I said, hey, you just moved here too. I'm now your car guy, you know what I mean? So I just try and stay involved with gatherings that she's got going on. But as far as the family, I just keep them informed.
All right. 2 things I'm going to say in LA before we let everybody go. I'm going to have a really big tip for you because of what you just said, but I'm going to make a small one. Okay. So your cell phone is amazing, especially as a smartphone. And I would go into any old phone. So if you're a little bit older on here, if you got phones like I do, I got a bunch of phones that are in a box somewhere. what you want to do is you want to export all of your contacts. Like there's a feature where you can export all of your contacts into what's called a CSV file, which is pretty much a spreadsheet. So if you export all of your contacts from your smartphone or from any phone from that matter to a spreadsheet, the next thing to do is export all of your email addresses. Okay, all of your email addresses to a CSV file, which again is a spreadsheet. So now if I take all of my friends and family and frenemies and enemies and ex-coworkers and ex-schoolmates and all that other shit, or gym buddies or whatever, drinking buddies, bowling buddies, whatever. If I take all of that there, my personal stuff, not the dealership shit, and I have one big list, whether that list is 100, 500, or 1,000 people, that depends on your, how popular you are, I guess, right? Guess what you guys could do with that? You guys could upload that to Facebook's ad manager. Okay, you could upload that list, that database. And remember, you don't even need their phone numbers and stuff. All you need is email addresses. So if you upload that database to Facebook's ad manager, that's Facebook and Instagram, that means anytime any of those people, if they have a Facebook or Instagram account and they go to social media, you could have ads. So can you imagine your friends, families, your ex-girlfriends, whatever? I mean, they're scrolling through Instagram or something like that. There could be you like this, like, Ellie, I'm waving my hands up in the air and I'm like this. And they're like, what the hell? Hey, stop. You know what I mean? Like, if you're seeing this, then you're one of my friends and my family. I just want to let you know, I haven't heard from you in a while. You know that I sell cars, right? And that means that I could make you money. All you've got to do is refer somebody to me. And if they purchase a vehicle, I will pay you X amount of dollars. And because we're friends or family, I'm going to pay you more than I normally pay the public, but I need your help. So guys, think about this. This is so cheap and inexpensive because this is your own database. So Facebook and Instagram will charge you, but it's the cheapest form. Because if you just use Facebook or Instagram's ad manager and they build their own audience, it's more expensive because it's their audience. If this is your own network, all they're doing is just basically giving you access to your own people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Come on, that was a pretty good one right there.
That's
that was
fire.
A really good one. All right, so I got one big one, LA, before we let them go, and it's
and they can do lookalikes.
Yeah, we could get into that, but I don't want to kill them with that. That's not even where I was going with it. So, but it was just the point of like, if you're not taking your email accounts and your phone accounts and creating your own personal database, what are you doing with them? You're trying to remember all the people you met, off your head. That doesn't make any sense. I'm saying to you, what you want to be able to do is actually make a real database of all of your contacts. And you could upload them into your Facebook or Instagram ad manager and serve them up with either display, which are picture like ads, or with video ads, display or video ads. But here's the big one. You mentioned Wyatt Church, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So is it a Christian church?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you mind sharing me the name of the church?
Old North.
Old North. So do you belong there or just your mom?
I do. I just don't make it every Sunday, not as often as I mean to.
How long have you been a member of that church?
About 6 months.
Oh, 6 months. So it's new. Okay. How long has your mom been a member of that church?
About a year.
Okay. Do you know the pastor of that church?
I've met a couple of them. They have about 5.
Okay, so I probably would get involved a little bit more first, okay? I would, get involved in a mini church, or I would get involved in something, get to know them. It doesn't have to be another 6 months, but just don't want it to be weird and awkward just out of the blue. Watch this, though. If you get to know one of the pastors there, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go into role play. So I'm going to call you Pastor Wyatt for right now. So this is role play, right? Not blasphemy, role play. So Pastor Wyatt, I don't know if you know, but I actually am one of the senior sales consultants at ABC Motors. And I was talking to our owner because they have programs for the military and law enforcement that's not open to the public. And I said, I go to this church, and I was like, is there any way that I could extend these benefits that is normally just for military and law enforcement to our church members? And he said, absolutely. So I wanted to just let you know that, it would really break my heart, honestly, if somebody in our church purchased a vehicle and they got taken advantage of. So what I want to be able to do is no strings attached. First and foremost, I want to offer anybody in the church that if they want to have me review their paperwork, I can review to make sure there isn't hidden fees. There's not like BS that's in there. They're not getting taken advantage of. They're not, interest rates not too high. If they're trying to trade in their vehicle, I can make sure they're getting a fair deal for their trade. And my goal is not to switch anybody in like that. It's just to help them make sure they understand and they've got an ally, because I go to this church and I want to protect everybody that's here. That's the first thing. The second thing, though, is if somebody is in the market for a vehicle and we wind up helping them, I could give them these special benefits. And I don't know if you understand, Pastor Wyatt, as of right now, we're in a major inventory crisis. So prices are crazy high. So I might not be able to help on certain things, but I could navigate them through it. But here's all the value that I could give that's not open to the public. Value point 1, value point 2, value point 3. And guess what? Stop narrative. Wyatt, your dealership, what dealership you at?
Preston Mazda in Boardman, Ohio.
Okay, perfect. So you work for Don Nagay, right?
Yes.
My dude. So, okay, what is your bird dog at that store right now?
We don't have any. In Ohio, they're technically illegal.
Okay, so again, then it might not work for you that way, but there's something that might be a loophole if it's like a church or something like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you've got to ask your corporate attorney. But follow me on this, okay? This might not work. It might not work in Ohio, but it might work because it's a church, okay?
Right.
And it's how you word it. But I might say something like this. Again, disclaimer, we have to check with corporate right here. But I might say, it's Wyatt, how cool would that be is if you're able to go to your pastor and say, listen, anytime anybody from the church comes to us, if they purchase a vehicle, we will donate to the church X amount of dollars. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it's any like average size, forget about above average, but even if it's just an average size church, I mean, my God, 5 to 10 people a month is not a lot. So again, it could be $1,000 to $2,000 a month that's being sent. I've got clients right now that are working in Oklahoma with like some big ass churches where the church is bringing in $4,000 or $5,000 a month in just referral money. Now, and I don't know about your church, but does your church have a website? Does your church have a newsletter?
I'm not sure about the newsletter, but they do have like a website.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, most churches have a bulletin, a newsletter, or a website or whatever. And guess what? So when you're doing something like this is called macro selling. Okay. Yeah. So it's where you're basically like creating a value package proposition to an organization, to a church, to a police department, to the teachers union, whatever. So now check this out. This is where it gets crazy. All right. If you're able to do this in your state, not only would they be able to get X amount of dollars, right, that's there, but my brother, they're going to be able to promote for this, because if I'm the pastor and I now know that I could get X amount of dollars for the church, and I'm able to help one of my church parishioners, in their field. Like if I'm trying to help you, White, if I'm the pastor, I'm like, okay, wait a minute here. This guy is a member of my church. He's trying to protect my church to make sure they don't get ripped off in any way, shape, or form. And he's actually going to do a lot of pro bono work, looking at paperwork, answering questions for free. But the people that are in the market for a vehicle, if they go through him, it's going to benefit the church. Now he could be advertising you and the dealership onto the website, the newsletter, because he's going to let everybody know, hey, everybody, we have one of our members that has a special program for our church that, boom, boom, boom. So you see how I'm connecting dots, how when I was talking to Hunter, how I was using Hunter's passion for working out and figuring out how can I generate referrals or sales from the gym. Well, if your mom and you go to church, there's a way to do it in a non-shady way, like straight up, right for wrong, like if you love your church, you don't want your people to get taken advantage. And there's people are buying cars, I guarantee you, from somebody. True or false?
True.
So why not you? Why not your dealership? At least if they buy them from you, you can guarantee that you don't take advantage of them, you don't hurt them, and you could give them supreme customer service. Isn't that a win-win-win?
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, what do you think about that?
I think that's an excellent idea. I couldn't disagree with that at all. Yeah.
What store do you work at?
I work at Preston Mazda also.
Okay, so it's Ohio too. So again, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are over there.
I think we're allowed to like personally do it.
Yeah, churches got different loopholes because it's a church. You follow me? So like they don't even pay taxes. Like they have a whole other ball game. Like when it comes to church, so that might be the only cool loophole is that because it's a church, like things are different than normal businesses and normal laws and stuff like that. Like the church could get away with a lot of different things. So I would really advise it. But again, the idea is what you want to do is like, here's my point. Why would you want to just take one up at a time if you could freaking sell to an entire damn church? Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to give you last one. Like, here's the thing, though. There's only a little bit. If you guys are getting value, type value into the chat, please. If you are getting value from me, you're learning some stuff from me today, just type the word value, okay? All right, good. Now I'm going to give you one more. Guys, check this out. How many of you here, and type me if this is you, is car safety seat certified? Face palm. Okay, let me tell you something. Josh, you said you've got 2 kids, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, do you know what the leading killer of kids your age is?
Oh, I don't.
Guess what? It's car accidents.
Wow.
One of the leading killers of toddlers and, young children up to, I think it's like around 8 years old. And you said you have a 5-year-old, correct?
Yeah, 5 and 10.
Yeah, and it might be even higher than 8, but it's at least 8 is freaking car safety seats improperly installed is one of the leading killers of kids. So I'm going to say this is the car guy. Okay. If I sell cars and if I sell cars to parents, best believe I'm getting car safety seat certified. Do you understand me? Don't worry. Talk to your dealer. There are riders on insurance, which is above your guys' pay grade. So like, again, because dealers are like, I don't want liability. No, stop it. Because there's waivers and there's riders. Okay. So the dealer is not liable for anything because before you inspect anything, you could have your client sign a waiver and you're good. Or if you have a rider in the insurance, which is very, very fractional. It's worth whatever you're paying for the rider to be able to do this. Do you know how many car people are not car safety certified? How about almost all of them? Almost all car people are not car safety certified because they never think of this. Now, do you understand what a powerful value package proposition that is? That when you could talk to somebody let's just say, Josh, I'm talking to you. And I'm like, Josh, you got 2 kids? You got a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old? Like, Josh, look, I have 4 kids. I ain't trying to out contest you, but like I'm a parent too. And I'm going to tell you right now, Josh, the absolute number one thing for me is safety. Now, I'm sure budget and performance and choice, but at the end of the day, it don't matter what you're driving, you know what I mean, if your kids aren't safe. True or false?
True, yeah, that's most important to me as well.
Well, Josh, I'm really proud to tell you that I am the only certified car safety seat inspector for a sales consultant in the state of Ohio. You could check this out. I had to go through a 5-day course, which most people don't even do, and I am qualified to inspect and teach you how to properly put the car seat in. And you might not think it's a big deal. I was shocked to find out as a parent, Josh, that one of the leading killers of toddlers and up to like, let's say 9 years old is actual car accidents because of improper safety seats. So I just want to let you know that by working with me, which is rare compared to any other salesperson in Ohio, is I'm uniquely trained and equipped to be able to help you and your family. How's that sound, Josh?
It sounds awesome.
So that's one. Now watch this. You guys ready? Check this shit out. Okay, I'm flexing. This better be oohs and ohs. I'm going for the climatic ending right here. Okay. So now, remember, I don't know where Josh is on the map, literally right now. So Josh, okay, I'm going to Google right now. What town are you in?
I'm in Boardman, Ohio.
Boardman,
BOA.
Ohio.
Yep, there you go.
Got it. Watch this. Boardman, Ohio. Daycare center. Watch this. Bow. Okay. Now, see that I got there? I'm now going to go to LinkedIn. So now watch this. This is perfect. I'm going to DM her right here. Now, granted, I don't have a regular LinkedIn account. I spend $99 a month so I could do this. So I have what's called InMail. So I could DM anybody on LinkedIn, like not like you guys can, because I have a premium account. Okay, so it's worth it to get it like $99 a month for if I'm in sales. But watch, when I click message, I could send a video message, and I might say something like this. Hi, Mrs. Kirchner. My name is Sean Bradley. I'm actually one of the senior product specialists at Preston Mazda in Ohio. I wanted to just reach out to you because I'm one of the only certified car safety seat inspectors in, the Youngstown, Canfield, Ohio area. And I talked to my general manager, and we wanted to offer your school a free safety day. And what that would be is we could set up almost like a DOI checkpoint where I could actually inspect all of the car safety seats completely for free. This is part of the stuff that we're trying to do for the community because car safety seats are one of the leading killers of toddlers. My dude, Josh, you see where I'm going with this now?
Yeah.
Now, you see exactly what I just did. So let me put this together. Okay, so what I'm doing is if I'm car safety seat certified, I now could go through a bunch of schools, daycare centers, and even, kindergarten, up to first grade, whatever, for elementary school, whatever. And again, I might reach out to 10 or 15 schools and only one green lights me. So what on a Tuesday, I spend 3 hours or 2 hours or an hour, whatever I'm able to do. And all I'm doing is I'm lining up all these parents and I'm inspecting their car seats. And guess what I'm doing? I'm writing down their trade. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm handing out business cards for 1 to 3 hours. And I'm talking to parents and I'm trying to save their kids' lives. So I've established trust, respect, and I'm qualifying the shit out of everybody there, right or wrong. I'm finding out what they're driving. I'm thinking, man, hey, you think about selling that car? I think we could use that car right there. You know how many people you could flip into deals that way? How strong is that, Josh?
That was real strong. Yeah, that was nice.
All right, so I'm 20 minutes over, but I wanted to kill you guys with value today. So I'm gonna stop right here because I think that's a lot. Okay, you guys like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a lot out of it.
Good. In Bradley On Demand, there's a section for prospecting. Go through showroom sales, and then what I want you to do is click the 8 ways to sell, and then one of the ways is prospecting, and there's a bunch of modules that are there. But if you signed up for this class, we'll give this to you in the video so you could go back to. The next one I'm going to do will be more advanced, but I wanted to kind of just go through basics because there's some younger people meaning experience-wise on this class. So I hope there was value for everybody, guys. I'm out.
So there you have it, the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. This podcast comes to you every week from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you have a question about the show or would like the chance to become a guest, feel free to contact us directly at 856-546-2440 or email us at millionairecarsalesman@gmail.com. This program is a presentation of Synergy Records, produced by Tiana Mick and L.A. Williams. Production and engineering by L.A. Williams. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is hosted every week by L.A. Williams and the Millionaire Car Salesman himself, Sean V. Bradley. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast can be found everywhere, so please don't forget to review, subscribe to, and share the show. Thanks for listening to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, and remember, where I'm from, money provides options. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is sponsored in part by Autoweb. If you enjoyed this podcast, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a review. Let some other folks know about it. Oh, and don't forget to join the Millionaire Car Salesman group on Facebook. We'll see you there.